So I wish we had a more positive thing to talk about football wise. But we gotta kind of discuss this. Rashod Bateman. So this happened back in June. He was arrested allegedly for smashing the window of his baby mother's car while a 3-month-old was inside. It's like it's we don't know a lot of the details right now, but we're just seeing what's alleged that he smashed the window on the driver's side. Right? They're saying the glass hit his child's mother and cut her face. Um, I don't quite know why this happened in June and it's just coming out now. The Ravens kind of put out kind of a typical kind of thing of we're aware of the incident and you know how they kind of say it. So um I don't know, man. Stan, what's your reaction to this?
First of all, I want to know why is this coming out now? This shit happened back in June. I can guarantee you the Ravens have known about it since June. The Ravens' history of dealing with these kind of things are not great. The Ray Rice incident comes to mind. They knew about that shit and how bad it was before the
Yeah,
video came out,
yeah,
and they tried to kind of, and then they panicked and cut him, which had cap ramifications for our team for a couple of years because they didn't know what the fuck to do about it. The Justin Tucker thing they knew about before any of that shit came out. They knew about it. So I just want to know why this shit's coming out now and why Bateman's been allowed to practice and all this stuff with the team. Um, Look, these things are. I don't. I've never been a fan of just reacting to incidents like that until we get the facts about it and everything that happened. All I will say that if this did happen and this what he did, then he probably should not play in the NFL again. But neither should the kid in Atlanta who fucking tried to kill Rakia Jackson in his car. And that nigga got 8 game suspension. You got an 8 game suspension and you damn near killed your girlfriend? This league has shown over and over again that it does not give a fuck about violence against women. It does not care. If you can play, you'll be given a second and third, fourth, fifth chance. If they don't think you can play, that's when they say, "Oh yeah, you're out the league." Ray Rice was out the league because they thought he couldn't play. If Ray Rice was still a 1,500-yard rusher, he would have still been in the NFL after that incident. And we've seen it over and over and over in this pattern with the NFL. And we've just seen it over again. And I'm kind of like, why is this acceptable? Why, if this is something that he did do, he should be out of the league. This is that simple. If you are committing violence against women and children, you don't belong in the NFL. It's that simple, really. You're privileged to play in the National Football League. It's a privilege. It's not something that you have to do because you're good at football. It's a privilege. And the Ravens have shown, and that's the one I will say black eye on this franchise. This franchise is one of the model franchises in the NFL. Always has been. But the one I don't want to say black eye, but the one negative thing about this franchise has been the way they've handled these situations. Like I said, the Tucker thing they knew about for years because shit had gone back to when they won the Super Bowl when he was doing that disgusting shit. I don't know. I just like I said with Bateman is again. I don't think he's going to be viewed by the organization as someone that's valuable enough that they can say, well, he needs to go to rehab and he needs to get counseling about. No, he might just be cut. I wouldn't be surprised if that happened within the next couple of weeks if they just say fuck it and cut him. But again, you also have to look at he does have a way. He does have a right to defend himself, and we don't know the circumstance behind what happened. Again, everybody just assumes the dude's always always at fault for all these things. These women out here just as ignorant and violent as anybody else. So we don't know exactly what happened. Again, I'm not trying to disparage what happened. Again, child's in the car. Gotta have we gotta have common sense here. Gotta make better decisions. So I don't know what's going to happen with him, but again, I would not be surprised if the Ravens just said fuck it and cut him. But the precedent has been set for these incidents, and like I said, if a guy is trying to kill his girlfriend with his vehicle, and he's deemed worthy of an 8-game suspension and counseling,
You
well,
might as
damn,
well
that could
just
mean
slap Rashod on the wrist then. If that's
well,
what you're doing, he
like
just said,
Deshaun Watson played yesterday. We know what he's accused of, who he's been accused of doing, flashing his dick to all these women out here. Like that's okay because you gave him a guaranteed contract. Nobody asked you to do that. Y'all gave him that contract when you knew about the allegations that was against him. This league is getting shown over and over. They don't care about sexual violence against women, physical violence against women. They don't care. And it's again that's going to lead down another rabbit hole. I don't want to get into, but it's like when is the league going to really be like taking this shit seriously? When are you going to take it seriously? Women make up a large percentage of your fan base. I see as many women at Ravens games as you see dudes.
yep, yep.
You go to Ravens games now, you'll see as many women there, and not just women there with their men, women there by themselves. They have the
They
NFL is a
got
large.
homegirl flicks that go to Raven games now.
Yeah, women go to games by themselves, not just with their men. So that makes a large percentage of your fan base, and you keep showing them over and over again that you don't give a fuck about violence against them. And again, this Bateman situation might be another example of that. But again, we'll have to wait and see what happens. But it's not a good look at all. It's not a good look for the one that we only find out about this this happened in June. We're finding out about it now. And then again, how long have the Ravens known about it? Like how long have they known about this?
So real quick, I'm coming to you in a second, Kurt. But the thing that because it's kind of a twofold thing here, right? Because it's the NFL leveling punishment and it's the team leveling punishment, right? Because like when everything went down with Justin Tucker, like that was the team decision, right? Like that wasn't the league that got involved with that,
Well,
right?
I
That
guess
was
it was like we might as well do it before they do. It saved them the trouble with that. He was going to be gone regardless, though, Red.
yeah, but I'm just wondering because obviously you can point the finger at the NFL for sure, but the team can levy whatever punishment they want, so they don't necessarily have to wait for the NFL to
Right.
do something. So being that it feels like since the Ravens have had a jump start on this, right? They've known about this since then. They've had a jump start on this. Like, don't you think it would be more beneficial for the Ravens to just jump in and handle whatever needs to be handled? Because
That's just not how the teams operate, though.
Yeah, but that's definitely not how business operates, period. They did send him home, though. They did send him home.
right,
Like when I was reading it up on it, something had happened and they got wind of it and they did send him home and they restricted him from team access and team functions and practice. Um, he was still allowed to talk to like certain players and coaching staff, right? But
so has he not been? Because again, this happened in June. So are we saying he hasn't been around the team since then? Because it seemed like somebody would have said
He's been
somebody in the
around the
media
team.
would.
He was
he's been
practicing
around
last
the team,
week.
but they sent them home during training camp and all of that.
They sent him home when the story came out.
Right,
He's
that's what
been
I'm saying.
practicing with the team since
Right,
camp started. He was
right.
asked about the difference between mentor and previous coaching staffs, and he was very glowingly praising the new coaching staff.
Yeah,
So he's been around the team. He's been practicing. He's healthy, and they just sent him home because the
Yeah, they
story
sent
came
him
out.
home.
And
Yeah.
again, my thing is
Oh,
how
you saying
long?
why they didn't send him home in June?
If the Ravens, I'm telling you, the
When
Ravens have known
they
about this
first
since it
found out.
happened.
Right, I got you. Yeah,
You can't
that's
tell me the Ravens didn't know that the Ravens knew this happened when it happened
right. That's my
because
thing.
they were probably one of the first people that was told about it.
Right.
Yeah, man, that's a
That's
mystery. Yeah, now that's a real big mystery. Why not do it right then and there when it happens?
right. So it's almost like I'm not accusing the Ravens of like trying to like
Why
bury the
not? They've been doing
story,
it. They've been doing it.
but
They've been doing it. They've done it before.
It ain't just the Ravens, bro. That's what like Stan said. That's what the NFL does. This
right.
situation with Ravens with Rashod Bateman ain't just like some one-off nigga. It's gonna be another nigga 2 weeks from now that's gonna be suspended that we not gonna know about because that's not our team. But it's gonna be somebody on the Rams or somebody on Seattle or somebody on the Panthers. It's gonna happen again this year, bro. I guarantee you. Before the end of the year, we find
Yeah,
out
it
somebody.
happens. It happens
It
all the
happens
time.
so often with the NFL. It's almost like we're used to it.
It just happens all the time, and again, it depends on the varying talent of the player that it happens with. That how it they proceed. Again, I don't know how you're allowed to come back to the league after you tried to kill your girlfriend. I just that one I fucking get over.
I can't like.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter that the girlfriend is a prominent, well, a known WNBA player. That's not. It's irrelevant. It's just the fact that he tried to kill his girlfriend, and he's going to be allowed to come back to the league. I just can't. That one I can't process.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know all the details on that one. So on that one, did the league do it? Did the league suspend or
The
did
league suspended him.
the league
That was a
suspend?
league. That was a league
Okay.
thing. They suspended him for 8 games, and they said he had to go to counseling.
Okay. Okay.
These
Yeah.
teams are not going to do shit. They're going to wait on the league to do something. The only thing the teams might do is cut the guy. Like the Ravens. The Ravens didn't do anything to Ray Rice. Ray Rice was suspended and then he got cut. I can't remember. I can't remember,
I
but
thought we
the
cut him,
Ravens didn't
right?
do anything.
If I'm not mistaken, we cut him after the league
Ray
made their,
Rice,
their
the
suspension.
when that shit happened, Ray Rice actually, I remember because I went to training camp. I went to training camp practice that off season after the season. He was on the field practicing.
Mhm.
They were going to let him play until that stuff came out. So no, the teams ain't going to do shit. They're going to wait for the league to make decisions.
Yeah.
That's how I've always been.
Any because I mean, look, man. I mean, obviously, the situation is what matters. But I mean, obviously, we're fans of football, so we have to talk about the impact of this as far as the football field. I mean, if you guys can make a prediction? I mean, do you think half the season, like what are you guys thinking?
See, the difference between what I'll feel and what is going to actually happen, right? Okay,
Right.
what I
Okay.
feel, um, I don't want him on the team. I
Yeah,
didn't
it's
want
kind
us
of
to
where I'm at.
draft Mike Green. I didn't want us to draft Mike Green. You know what I'm saying? We drafted Mike Green. Like, like this is what the NFL does. So, but what I think is going to happen, um, anywhere from a suspension to a cut, maybe. I don't think we're going to cut him. Um, unless we find out that it was like a lot more. Because right now
Right.
it seems like
Right. We
he
don't have
got
all.
mad and he
Yeah.
punched the glass and the glass shattered on her face. That's what it seems like happened now.
Yeah. I mean, the report
That
says that
that
he
that's
grabbed
what
that.
yeah. It doesn't seem as if he actually put his hands on her or punched
Right.
her in the face.
Right. Right.
Just
Right.
got mad and punched the glass and the glass broke and it shattered and
I
um
mean, for what it sounds like, he took an object and they didn't see what the object was. We took an object and like smashed the glass.
oh oh
They don't say what the object was, but it must have been something that could crush the glass. So I mean, it's tough because like obviously, it's an allegation. Like, we don't know, but I don't know, bro. Sometimes like the allegation is enough to like really warrant the suspension. You know what I mean? Stan, what's your thoughts? Do you think half the season? I mean, because Kirk he separated. He said, what does he think is gonna happen versus what he
Yeah.
thinks will happen. So for you, what do you say?
Well, we know what should happen, but
right.
if he committed this act, he should be cut immediately. But what will happen is probably he'll be on the team, and until the league does anything, again, Rashid Rice was accused of doing this, of killing somebody with his car, and he was playing until the league did something.
Dante Stallworth.
Dante Stallworth was playing after he was alleged to be involved in
And
the,
guess who signed him?
yeah,
Guess
Baltimore,
who signed Dante Stallworth?
the Ravens.
Baltimore Ravens.
So again, it's like I don't know. I think that what'll probably happen is he'll be on the team. He'll probably play until something comes out to find, so the league says, okay, this is what we're going to do. He'll probably get a 6-game suspension, 8-game suspension. Now, as far as what the Ravens decide, the Ravens might decide to cut him. Now, again, they might not do it based on the financial ramifications because they just signed him to an extension. This game, I think they gave him a year, couple years extension.
Yeah, but it'll be ways out of that if it's
Well,
because of
yeah,
something
I mean,
like that.
obviously you can get raised out of any
Yeah.
contract, but I think that I don't know. The Bateman has had a very underwhelming career with the Ravens. Last year was a very underwhelming season for him, considering what was going on with the team. And I look at the receiving core with the team now. And again, I'm talking football part of
Yeah,
this.
let's go.
If the Ravens decided to go young with their receiving core, they didn't sign an old person. They didn't try to go after somebody that. Thank God they didn't try to go after Diggs.
I wish we would have went after Mike Evans though.
Mike Evans, nah, too much money. Again, this team they weren't going to spend a shit ton of money on the receivers because they drafted guys. They drafted Walker. They want to give him time to play. They drafted 2 guys in the draft this year. That's all you've been hearing about. Is Lane. Lane's all you've been hearing about all training camp. Is how great he is. I'm like, well, let's see what happens when the Steelers are on the field and the game matters. We'll see what he does then. So the receiving core is going to be interesting what they do with that. But as far as Bateman, like I said, he did not have a great season last year, and that's he's looking for a long-term contract, a long deal, and it's like I haven't seen it from him. I haven't seen the consistency from him on the field. Now, how that plays into what happens with this situation and how the Ravens handle it. Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if they cut him, but they shouldn't do anything hastily until they find out what happened and everything happened. And they know the circumstances around what happened. Again, everybody has a right to defend themselves. Everybody has a right to, you're innocent until you're proven guilty. So I'm not going to sit here and judge, but just the sound of it is horrible. Like you can't control yourself that you're going to smash a glass with your child in there. That's pretty fucking stupid to me.
This is the thing. This is another thing I say about it. Why you say don't move too hastily. I don't want him on the team, but this is one thing I will say because what I read in the research, his baby mother, when it happened, they tried to the courts tried to take visitation from him, like for a short period of time, like temporary visitation while the investigation or whatever, and she fought against it. So it might just be a situation where as though 2 people love each other and shit went too far.
Right.
But he's never. But from what I understand, he didn't physically put his hands directly on her. He might have smashed the window. We all punched a hole in the wall or something before, yo. But it's just the fact that she was injured in what he did, nigga. Punch a hole in the wall, nigga. You know what I mean? Go out back, get yourself a fucking punching bag, nigga. Go to the gym and wrestle a nigga, or go, to the, you know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, like, damn, bro, go put a hole in the wall, bro.
Yeah.
God damn, kick a door down in the bathroom.
Don't smash your car window.
Don't smash her. And if you go and smash a car, wait till she get out the car to smash that motherfucker, bro. God damn, bro, don't do it. And the baby was in the back, and so that's the thing. See, when you say a baby, that shit goes from domestic to family court now.
Yeah.
I'm talking child endangerment and
Yeah,
shit like that.
child endangerment. Exactly. See, that is if it was just her in the car and he just swung her back to the car like, bitch, I hate you, and walked to the house, like nobody probably would be mad. But
Nah, I'd still be
with a
mad
baby
if
in
she.
the back seat,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a whole. Well, I ain't gonna say
That's
we wouldn't be mad, but
yeah, still be because
yeah,
she's
it would
right in
still
the
be
car, the
fucked up.
glass,
But
yeah, and that's the
yeah,
part. That's the
yeah.
thing, man.
But
Yeah,
what I'm saying is, when you put that baby in the back
yeah,
seat,
for sure.
that's a whole nother world. Is what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah. Okay.
like I do want to know what really happened in the full details. But either way, bro, I wouldn't care if he was on our team this year. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's leave it there. We'll monitor the situation and see kind of what more comes out from it.
Mhm.